like the speed of sound. He can keep on the ground.
Heyo guys, my name's Fighter and welcome back to another video. Today I am playing the Evolve Alpha, as you can see on the screen. Lots of you guys wanted me to play this game on Steam, so I got a key and recorded as much as I can until I literally fell asleep. So this video is going to be a quick guide to the game, seeming as when I YouTubed how to play this game, hardly anything came up, so I had to teach myself. So when you first play this game, when you first play a certain class, for the first time it will give you a guide video which will quickly cover the basics of how to use a class and like what to do and sort of like the idea and the role of the class that you're playing. So the class, as you can see, I picked well, I didn't pick, I was sort of like made to be the monster, and this was my first time playing as the monster, so I never have tried being the monster before, and this was my first time, so you get to see the little sort of like intro to the class video in a sec. But that's basically the intro of this video. After that I will go on about how I use this class and how you could use it and things like that, and I'll get into more detail after the sort of tutorial thingy that only comes up for the first time you've played a class. So let's get straight into the intro video.
Goliath is a physical brute with powerful melee abilities. Use the smell ability to highlight nearby hunters and wildlife. Melee attacks are very effective at close range. Eat to gain armor and evolve. Goliath can climb almost any surface. Leap to travel faster. The leap ability recharges over time and will leap towards the crosshair's location. A well-placed rock throw delivers a crushing blow from a distance. The leap smash is effective against one target or many. Fire breath is ideal for damaging multiple targets at once. Charge attack can close the distance in combat or aid escape.
So now that you've seen the introduction for the class that you're playing, as the monster, when you spawn, you will have very short time to run away from where you spawned, because the hunters will spawn pretty close to where you just spawned. As soon as you've made some distance, it's time to start eating to level up and to increase your shield, which is the blue bar at the top of the screen. The red bar represents your health, and if you lose your shield and start taking damage, that damage will be permanent and can't be restored like your shield. Keep that in mind. Seeming as this is my first match I was playing in the background, I decided to play it safe and played stealth for the first stage of my monster. Basically I stayed crouch, using sneak all the time, and using my smell ability so that the hunters can track me. As long as you're crouched, you leave no tracks behind you, but walking, jumping, attacking all leaves tracks which the hunters will use to find you. Plus, while you're crouched, you can do a sneak attack and kill the enemy without fighting back, like you can see on the screen. The reason why I was playing stealth is because this stage is to the monster class. There's 3 stages altogether. First stage, you are weak, and your skills aren't that strong yet. So I suggest trying to avoid fights and running away from the hunters when you get into a fight with them. Basically, you're the hunted, and they're the hunters. That's what stage 1 is. When you evolve after eating a few things, you can upgrade certain skills and become stronger overall. After you evolve, you go up a stage to stage 2, and as a stage 2 monster you can take on the enemies, but I still don't recommend it, because if you're playing for the first time, you won't have that much experience as playing as a monster to fight them. You want to continue to eat up because your shield disappears when you evolve. Stage 2 is basically the gambler's stage. You can gamble your life on trying to fight the hunters, or you can play it safe still and play as stealth, just like in stage 1. The next stage is the final stage, which is stage 3. Now you are the hunter. You can take on the hunters and kill most of them. Also, at stage 3, you gain an objective to destroy something, and you have to do this or kill all the hunters to win before the timer runs out. Also, the trapper's dog is also counted as a hunter, so you will also have to kill that, seeing as it can revive players as well. If you don't do it before the timer runs out, you will lose because you're the one who's attacking them. In the end, you're the attacker and they're the defenders. Remember that. Now, if you do get into a proper fight with the hunters, you want to aim for the classes that help others. Probably the medic is your best choice, because if there's no medic, the other classes can't heal. It's as simple as that. So you want to aim for certain classes, and if certain classes bugging you a lot because they're a really good player, take them out first. So to cover everything so far so that you understand, stage 1 is stealth stage. You try to not get into fights and you escape. Stage 2 is the gambler stage. You can try and fight them, or you can carry on keeping stealth and evolve to stage 3. Stage 3 is where you become the hunter and they're the hunted. You fight back, you go and take out that objective, or you kill all of the hunters. The blue bar is your shield and it can regenerate. The red bar is your health, it cannot regenerate. Crouch to be stealth. You smell as much as possible to keep an eye on your enemies because it doesn't use up anything. Don't be afraid to run from a fight. You may be the monster, but you're still weak at the beginning of the game, so it's probably recommended that you try to run away from each fight you get into with the hunters. Don't forget to be aggressive when they do trap you, or if you do get into a fight with them. Because if there's monster's aggressive, it shakes up the other team and they will crumble apart and their teamwork will just shatter. Target certain classes like the medic, like I said. Keep an eye out for traps that they will go around placing, because they will catch you later. And basically, if you followed everything I've said so far, you should be fine. Because the game you see in the background was me playing as the monster for the first time as Goliath against level 20 plus players, and I was like level 5, I think. Another few tips to this game is to keep in mind that the environment does fight back, and the birds you've seen around are sort of like alert to the hunters. If you run through them, they will fly up into the sky, and it will tell the hunters the exact distance you are away from them, and they will go to there, and then they will follow your tracks and all that. So keep that in mind. Don't forget to use your abilities. It doesn't cost anything. They will sort of like have a timer to sort of come back, so you don't lose them once you've used them. And also use them to escape. Like the charge ability number 4 and the leaping ability number 2 can be used to escape as well as fight the hunters. Obviously, the more you play, the easier the game will be for you. Practice makes perfect. You will sort of level up your class over time by using each of the abilities, so I recommend using the abilities as much as you can. And you will sort of have like star ratings for how many times you've used them. And the more you go up and up and up, the more of a chance of unlocking new things for that class, and eventually you can unlock a new character. For the monster class, you can unlock the Kraken, which the Kraken can sort of fly around instead of jumping everywhere. It has less health, and I think the shield is pretty similar, but otherwise the Kraken's sort of like a ranged monster. So if you prefer a sort of ranged sort of attack, then you should probably play as the Goliath a bit and then unlock the Kraken as fast as you can. Otherwise, you're gonna have to stick with the Goliath for a little bit until you manage to unlock the Kraken. And like I said before, the more you play the class, the better, so practice makes perfect when you're using that certain class. So now I'm going to talk about what's happening in the game, seeing as I've covered everything so far. As you can see, I am a stage 1 monster, and I am using my smell ability to see where all the hunters are. And one manages to come up behind me while I wasn't looking, and I startled them and me. So this is the trapper, and they are going to place a dome now to trap me inside. Now this is pretty bad for me because I'm still stage 1, but as you can see, I've still got my shield pretty high up. So if I'm trapped, you can't get out of the dome. See, look, I'm trying my best, but it won't let me out. So, if I'm trapped, I'm just going to go at it, and I'm going to take on the enemies as aggressive as possible. And as you can see, I start attacking this character, and he sort of falls apart and like retreats for himself instead of retreating with the team. So right now I'm just trying to break up the team so that I can find the healer. And when I do find the healer, I think I go all out in trying to kill them, or I kill the trappers, one of the two. And as you can see, the shield just went down. I used the charge ability to charge at them, and now I'm trying to escape. And once you escape, you want to get as far as possible. Like at the beginning of the video I said, you want to get like really big distance away, and then you want to go into stealth mode again. You may just go into fight. I did not lose any permanent health because I still have my shield. So your shield is pretty reliable. As you can see in the bottom left, I did kill someone, and if you do kill someone, their overall health capacity will go down, so the more you kill someone the better. And I think if you kill someone 3 times, then the next time you kill them, instead of them being down so they can be revived, they just get insta-killed. And as you can see, I can evolve now, and usually you want to find a place where you think it's safe, where you can trust. Usually I like to trick the hunters and go near somewhere that's dangerous for me. So you know the birds through the wall you can see there, those orange flapping things? I go near them to trick them because they wouldn't expect you to be near birds at like when you're evolving, because that's sort of dangerous for you if you run into them by accident and alert the hunters. So you just gotta outsmart the hunters usually, but you gotta keep in mind that it's 4 versus 1 still. And now, like I said, you can become stage 2, you become stronger, you can upgrade your abilities. You can unlock other abilities as well, but I prefer not to use the first ability because you have to aim it pretty good for it to hit, but it does deal a lot of damage. I found out later, so I tend to use it, just not as much. As you can see, the hunters were following me. The dog from the trapper, Daisy, will also, that dog will track you down if you leave a single footstep, no matter where, what, or how. If you leave 1 footstep, it's after you. Also, the dog Daisy will heal other teammates while you're going after the other enemies, so keep that in mind because it will sort of, you'll be surprised if it happens to you. As you can see, the dog found me and I'm into a fight again, but I'm visiting the trapper. So the trapper traps herself with me and I managed to kill her. But to kill them quicker, well, I didn't really kill her, I downed her, if you know what that means. So to kill them quickly, all you have to do is carry on hitting them while they're on the floor, and then they will eventually die. And then the teammates come along, and each class is different obviously. As you saw, the Assault's health bar just went blue. It's because he activated his personal shield, which makes him sort of invincible for a few seconds, and he has the electric weapon. As you can see, I downed the healer, and I also downed the Assault, but I didn't realize that the dog could revive people, so I run back quickly. But it's too late, the healer was up, which means the healer can heal itself and other people. And those turrets that are shooting me are the supports turrets, and as you can see, my shield's gone, I'm taking damage, so I'm trying to get out of there as fast as possible. As soon as you see that you're taking permanent damage, there's no point in fighting if you're stage 2. So I tried to get away and started eating again. I wasn't too fussed if they followed me because they were down on men as well. As you can see in the top left, it says finish them, and it has a timer. with little guys sort of like parachuting down. Basically that means that it's suggesting that you should finish the enemies off while they're like a few men down. That is usually a good idea, but even if they're 1 man or 2 men down, they can still deal a lot of damage and possibly kill you. So that timer is just telling you when the enemies are going to respawn, and the hunters can respawn. You can't. The monsters can't respawn. Once you're dead, you're dead. It's simple as that. They can be revived if they're downed 3 times. If they're downed more, if they get killed after the 3 times, they just die instantly. But they can take a dropship back into the game. So you sort of have to like keep that in mind when you're playing this game. You have to, like I said, stage 2, you have to gamble. And the whole game you have to gamble the choice of finishing off the enemies, or then the enemies regroup and then fight them at full strength again. So it's your choice when it comes to it, but I recommend, like, if you're taking permanent damage, don't worry about it. Just leave it, go and eat, evolve. Simple as that. Like I said before, you want to carry on using the smell ability because it can sniff out a lot of things. And like I said as well, you want to carry on eating because not only does it level you up, but as you can see, the shield will go up in a second. See? So it gets your shield up quicker and quicker, which is also a very useful thing. And as you can see, I stood up for 1 second and I left a footprint, that little green thing just then. Which means the dog, Daisy, will be here very soon. It can get across the map pretty fast. And you gotta keep in mind that the hunters do have sort of like jump pack, jetpack things that do have fuel, but that fuel does regenerate pretty fast. So they can get across the map pretty quickly. And as you can see, they go across the map. They saw me, put down a shield, but they didn't see where I went. So I'm hiding behind a rock, and the dog is right next to me, and they're trying to find me, and this is where we get into another fight. Like I said before, you want to try and be as aggressive as possible. If you scare them, then they're going to break up and they're going to try and do desperate moves, basically. As you can see, the trapper has these little sort of white boxes on the health bar. That shows that they've been like downed a few times and that their capacity, max capacity for their health, is lower than usual, same as the assaults here. So if you kill them randomly at some point, great, you're bringing down their health, which means they're easier to kill. As you can see right now, I'm not really targeting anybody because they're all just running around, but I can see that they're all down here, so I'm just gonna go for them, and then they try and trap me with a harpoon. But I could turn around and hit the harpoon, or you can just try and jump away as much as possible. And then when they grab a second harpoon, I was just like, oh well, I give up. You want to fight? I'll fight you. And then when the dome is down, it takes time for it to regenerate, so you have time to escape. It can't just activate the dome again. You can hold shift to run up walls as well as the Goliath. He's really good at running up walls and jumping across the map. So that's an advantage to the Goliath. Back to the point where I was on about unlocking other characters for your class. The Kraken I've only played as once because I was chucked into a game and the bot was the Kraken. I'd say the Kraken is pretty hard to play as because I've played as the Goliath a lot of times now. And the Kraken is pretty hard to play as, but it deals a lot of damage. Every single time I've versed a Kraken, it has either lost because of the timer, or it has, like, it killed us all basically. I've never seen anybody that I've played with defeat the Kraken. And when I was playing as it was my first time and only time I got to play as it, and I ran out of time, but I still survived, so I was kind of bummed about not winning, but I was happy that I survived with the Kraken for the first time. That was pretty cool. As you can see there, that's the UAV from the support class, the robot support class. I can't remember his name right now. Bucket, yeah, there you go. Bucket is a pretty interesting support class, because usually supports other players with a shield. They'll have like a rocket storm and all that. But Bucket for some reason has a UAV, and he managed to track me all the way across the map, which I thought was pretty cool. But right now I'm going all out. I'm playing, because I'm still stage 2, I'm playing gambler mode. I found the healer, so I'm going to kill them. Gonna make sure no one heals them. I'm gonna try and kill them as much as possible. And then they have no healer, so I'm going all at it now. I ran into a bunch of mines then, I shouldn't have. But, you know, doesn't matter because I can still fight. And as you can see, I'm aiming for people who are already damaged. You can take down the assault's shield by hitting him instead of waiting for the timer to run out. So that's exactly what I done. I can evolve right now, but like I said, I'm playing stage 2 gambler, where I'm gambling my life on trying to kill them. And the sentries that are shooting me right now are also from Bucket. So Bucket is a pretty good class to get when you are using the support class. Only problem is he's the second character, so you have to unlock him after a while. And here I kill the other player, so all 4 players are down. Now I'm just after Daisy. But I know Daisy can be a little bit derpy sometimes, so I decided to evolve into stage 3 for the final one. And I decided to take out Daisy, which is pretty cool. But all in all, that's basically the end of the video. That's all the things I wanted to say and I could think about in the amount of time I had to make this video. So I want to thank you guys for watching this whole video if you managed to watch it all. And yeah, I won. That was my first match win. It was amazing. When I won, I was like over the moon. But yeah, thanks for watching. While you're here, why not leave a like, share, comment and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, seeing as it helps me out a lot. And yeah, my name's Fighter, and I'll see you next time in whatever I make. Sayonara.